Okay, time for episode 7. Oh, 7 now. Wow. Okay. I will tell you now about when I first graduated high school. I went to 4 different high schools, by the way. I went to El Paso, Bowie. I went to Lawton, Oklahoma. Then I went to Monahans, and I went back to El Paso to Austin. Anyway, when I graduated from Austin, me and a friend decided we were going to be bums. And we wanted to go fishing. And we didn't know anything about fishing, really. But he said that in Cloudcroft, which is in New Mexico, we're in El Paso, Texas, he said they got fishing up there. So we said, okay, let's go up there. So we hitchhiked up there. You know, people don't do that too much nowadays. Back then, people used to do it a lot. So me and him just went out there and started hitchhiking. We went all the way up there. And when we got up there, it's up in the mountains and stuff, we found out that there's no rivers up there. So much for that idea. But it didn't really matter. Like I said, we weren't really into fishing that much anyway. Anyway, when we were up at Cloudcroft, my friend, his name was Mundo, he said that there's a place by there, it's a boys camp, and they're usually hiring, and he suggested that we go check it out. And no, we didn't have any jobs or anything, we're just being bums. I think might have had $10 max on me at the time, which is not a lot then, even less now. But anyway, I said, okay, let's go do this. So we take off, and he says we got to cut through the forest to get to this place. And he knows this trail because he worked there last year. And I said, okay, that's cool. So we're going down this trail, and we're talking and stuff. And then he just starts talking about the year before. He says to me that he had walked this trail before the last year. And then as he was walking this trail, this bear come out and chased him up a tree. And I go, really? He goes, yeah. He says, you know, ever since then, if there's a bear close by, I can feel it. And I'm going, okay, yeah, go ahead. And I'm thinking to myself, this guy wants to pull a trick on me, you know, wants to scare me or something like that. That's what I'm thinking, you know. So we're walking a little bit more, and all of a sudden, you know, as we're walking, and it's a path like this, and then a hill goes up this way, and a hill goes up that way. So we're kind of like in the middle of a hill. They got trees and bushes all over the place, right? It's really pretty. So anyway, walking through this little trail, and he says he's starting to get that feeling, and I'm like, what? What do you mean? You know, that feeling I get when there's a bear around. And I go, here it comes, you know, he'll try to pull something. And he goes, no, really? No, I think there's a bear around here. I'm like, yeah, sure, man. About that time, I turn around and look like this, and there's this big bush up there, right? And I can see something moving behind it. And this bush is not that far, right? And I look over there, and I look at Mondo, and I say, Mondo, do you see something behind that bush? And he didn't even say a word. He was gone. He's gone. He's up this tree. And when he took off running, I looked again, and you see this bear pick his head up, and I went, holy shit, it is a bear. I ran up another tree as fast as I could. It wasn't even a big tree. It's about the biggest one I could find, but it wasn't that big. I was like, this is stupid. It's pretty small. And I'm thinking, if the bear comes at me, I'm dead meat. But anyway, I look at the bear, and the bear kind of looks at us like it was kind of weird or something, maybe. And he just walks off. Just starts strolling off, walks away. And I'm like, whoa. We wait for a while, and bear's gone. We get down. We start hauling ass down this trail. And we got to that boys camp, and I can't think of the name of it right now anymore. I want to say Skyline, but I think they have a Skyline here. So I'm not sure, but it doesn't really matter. We found this place, and they hired us as counselors. So we got to watch these kids, right? And you got a cabin, and you got like 8 to 10 kids, and then you do stuff with them. And this is back in '71. They were paying us $15 a week, but we got room and board. That's not a lot of money, especially, you know, considering that $1 was minimum wage, I think, or at least $1. So if you work 40 hours 1 week, you would get, $40. We were getting $15. But we got room and board. And I'm going to tell you one quick story about while I was there with these kids, And then next time I'll tell you another story. I've got about 2 or 3 stories. But anyway, I had these kids, and they wanted me to tell them a scary story, because we were inside the cabin, we're out in the woods and shit. They wanted a scary story, so I said okay. So I heard these trees were outside and it's kind of windy. I could hear a little rustling on the roof. So I said, okay, I got an idea. So I said, okay, this is a story. This is what happened here, not here, but a few miles away from here in this ranch. There used to be this guy that was really, really mean. He was a horrible, horrible person, And one day he just went crazy and got this hatchet, and killed his wife, and he killed his kids, and he went outside, and it was really stormy, like thunder, lightning, and all that stuff. And he had this beautiful German Shepherd, looked like a wolf, really big. And he decided he was going to kill it, but he forgot the axe, so he just jumped on it, started choking it, trying to kill this dog. Right as it was happening, lightning hit him. And when lightning hit him, it combined the two of them. So he was half wolf and half man. And it didn't kill him, it just put them together. And ever since then, he wanders around this area, doing damage and stuff, and just hoping that he gets hit by lightning again, because that's the only way he can die. He's got to get hit by lightning and then split back up. But until then, all he does is goes around and attacks people and does all kinds of horrible things. And I said, okay, that's your story, kids. It's time to go to bed. So they're all got these big eyes too, I could tell I got to them, So I said, it's time to go to bed. So I get up and I turn the light off, and I'm laying down and trying to go to sleep. And I heard a noise, And I got up and turned the light on to see what's happening. And this one kid went out of his bed and got in bed with this other kid, right? And I went, what are you doing? He says, why'd you go to bed with him? And the kid says, I'm scared. He says, so can we double up? And I went, yeah, okay, And then all the other kids go, us too. Now the whole group, they all doubled up. All 8 of them slept on 4 beds that night. Oh yeah, because part of the problem too was after I told the story, they were laying in bed. Remember I said that the branches were scratching? They could hear the scratching too. They're like freaking out. So they decided they couldn't handle it. One kid said, I can't take this anymore. So he jumped out of bed, got in the other one. Well, that's pretty crazy. I've got a few more. I'll tell them some other time. I don't know. Last time I went way too long. This section usually is about 10 minutes, maybe 20, maybe under 15. And actually it's under 10 normally. And I went something like 20 minutes, I think. But this is it for this one. Next I'm going to talk, which is my second quarter, I'm going to talk about the military.